Hi, this is Kevin Capel from Jet PT Billing. You know, a common question we get from practice owners is how can they best evaluate how well their current billing staff is doing? And that's a great question. There's a lot of numbers available. We track 27 statistics on a daily basis for each of our clients. So there's a whole lot of stuff you could be looking at that would overwhelm you. But there's really probably 2 or 3 primary indexes that you can look at that will evaluate how well your billers are doing. And the primary one is called collection ratio. And what that's looking at is the current collections compared to a time previous to that of charges. So we look at the last or the most recent 6 weeks of collections compared to the next back 6 weeks of charges. And we divide charges into collections, and that gives us a ratio. So if we had $200 billed out and $100 collected, that would be a collection ratio of 0.5 or 50%. And that would tell us that we were actually collecting 50% of what was charged over that 12-week period of time, comparing collections first 6 weeks to charges next 6 weeks. So collection ratio is a big statistic that we use. We also look at average days of the total AR, and what that is taking a look at what's the total accounts receivable, everything on the books, divided by an average month of charges. And we look at the last 3 months and average those together. So it's total AR divided by average month of charges times 30, because there's 30 days in a month. And that formula gives us a number of days it takes to turn the accounts receivable over. And the lower that number, the better. And ideally, you should have your total accounts receivable never exceeding your average monthly charges. So that would mean that if you were, let's say you were billing $100,000 a month, well, your total AR should never be more than $100,000. If it is, that means we're getting some money sitting out there in older AR that isn't being collected. And obviously, the longer it's sitting out there, the less time you have to have it. Someone else is using that money. So average total AR days is a good statistic to use. And then another very basic one is just looking at the total AR and breaking it down by current 31 to 60 days, 61 to 90 days, 91 to 120 days, and so on. And obviously, the farther out we go in time, the less amount we want in those age brackets. And that should be an indicator for our billing staff to be going into those age brackets and putting attention on those to get that recovered. And quite incidentally, by recovering those older age brackets, it actually helps our collection ratio in present time. And so it's good for them to go back there. They should be incented to want to do that because it helps the collection ratio as well as cleaning up the old AR. So those are the 3 big ones that we use to look at and evaluate how our billing staff is doing, and that's certainly what I would recommend any practice owner to use to get an overall look at their billing area. I hope I've handled that question for you. If not, certainly visit us at jetptbilling.com and we'll answer any more questions that you might have. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.